Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Guy was brought to you by Rain.
It's gonna rain!
Thanks, Ollie. Back to the DNA. Today, we're going to be talking about DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Now it is time for Did You Know That?
The winner of today's Did You Know That wins a trip to Cancun.
Did you know that James Watson and Francis Crick were the first ones to come up with the double helix? No. And the model took up the whole room. Now you know.
So, Bill, what exactly is a double helix?
The replication of a DNA molecule begins at special sites called origins of replication. The bacterial chromosome has a single origin marked by a stretch of DNA having a specific sequence of nucleotides. Proteins that initiate DNA replication recognize the sequence and attach to the DNA, separating two strands, opening up at a replication bubble.
You haven't answered my question.
The double helix are two ribbons that represent a sugar phosphate backbone of the two DNA strands. The two strands are held together by hydrogen bonds between the nitrogen bases, which are paired with the interior of the double helix.
You haven't answered my question.
Okay, let's look at the four nitrogen bases. There is adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Adenine groups with thymine, and guanine groups with cytosine. Before the replication, the parent molecule has two complementary strands of DNA. Each base is paired with a specific partner, A with T and G with C. The first step of replication is the separation of the two DNA strands. Each old strand now serves as a template that directs synthesis of new complementary strands. Nucleotides plug into the specific sites along the template surface according to the base pairing rules.
You haven't answered my question.
Roll the tape.
Hello, John.
Oh, yes. I've got lines here.
Well, fine, I guess. But how did I get here?
Well, let me show you. First, I'll need a drop of blood. Your blood.
Right. Oh, John, that hurt.
Relax, John. It's all part of the miracle of cloning.
Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello.
Hello, John. And from what?
Hello, John.
Low extractions never recreated an intact DNA strand.
Not without master sequence gaps.
Good afternoon, John.
DNA from what source? Where do you get 100-million-year-old dinosaur blood? Shh.
What? Oh, Mr. DNA, where did you come from?
From your blood. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA, the building blocks of life. A DNA strand, like me, is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints behind for us to find. We just had to know where to look. 100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And just like today, they fed on the blood of animals, even dinosaurs. Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. After a long time, the tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside. This fossilized tree sap which we call amber, waited for millions of years with the mosquito inside until Jurassic Park scientists came along. Using sophisticated techniques, they extract the preserved blood from the mosquito and, bingo, dino DNA. A full DNA strand contains 3 billion genetic codes. If we looked at screens like these once a second for 8 hours a day, it'd take 2 years to look at the entire DNA strand. It's that long. It's full of holes. Now that's where our geneticists take over. Thinking machine supercomputers and gene sequencers break down the strand in minutes. And virtual reality displays show our geneticists the gaps in the DNA sequence. We use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code. Whew. And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
You haven't answered my question.